Alright, so I put together my zombie deck finally. The long wait is over. Now, of course, it's not going to be the most godly deck you've ever seen. Otherwise, I'd be out there winning tournaments with this thing. Also, it's not very playable in Standard Modern. Obvious reasons once we get past a few of the front-running cards. But this is my zombie deck, nonetheless. I hope you guys enjoy. I changed things around a few bit. I included a sideboard at the end. I'm going to start with my one-drop creatures, and I'll move my way back to sorceries, instants, enchantments, things of that nature. First off, we have Mr. Dread Wanderer. A definite success, obviously, in the most recent GP. Zombies won it. This guy is a one-drop. I'll go in order of mana, of casting cost. Dread Wanderer enters the battlefield tapped for 3. Return Dread Wanderer from your graveyard to the battlefield. Activates the ability only anytime you could cast a sorcery, and only if you have one or fewer cards in hand. That's pretty cool. You can constantly bring this guy back. I have 2 of them in the deck. I think it's a pretty damn good card. Will it be a staple? I doubt it. Diregraph Ghoul. Sick as all hell, 1-drop. He enters the battlefield tapped. He's a 2/2. Diregraph Ghoul is just it's badass. I'm running again only 2 of these. I really didn't want to get too carried away with every card that I felt was like not overpowering, but just coming in quick, I guess. I don't even know the word for it, but I didn't get too carried away with dropping 4 of this, 4 of that, 4 of this, 4 of that. I'm just kidding. Yes, I did. Gravecrawler, 1-drop, probably the best 1-drop zombie out there. Only downfall, he comes in, he can't block. So basically it's like he's entering the battlefield tapped. You may cast Gravecrawler from your graveyard as long as you control a zombie. That's sick as hell. That ability, 1-drop, 2/1, holy hell. That's why I'm running 4 Gravecrawlers in this deck. Basically a must in any zombie deck, really, that it fits into a format. You definitely want to be running Gravecrawler. He's maybe like $5 a piece, I think. Oh, Mr. Relentless Dead. How we've gone up in price and down in price and up in price and slowly teetering back down. Of course, GP, this helped win it. Relentless Dead. Awesome card. I never understood why it went down in price. It came out strong at like $20, and then it went all the way down to about $2. I mentioned in one of my other videos, I picked up about 4 or 5 of these when it was at like $1.50, $2 each. And then soon after that, the GP Zombies won it, and this card decided to skyrocket back up to where it started. Only 2 of them. Only running 2 of these. It's 2-drop. My only 2-drop creature in the entire deck. Which is it? Is that a mistake? Maybe. I don't know. We'll find out. Oh, Mr. Diregraph Colossus. Again, I believe this card was in the winning zombie deck. The latest GP. Diregraph Colossus. Amazing, amazing card. Let me go back over Relentless Dead. I didn't even say much about him. He's got Menace. When Relentless Dead dies, you may pay a swamp. If you do, return it to its owner's hand. That alone is crazy. When Relentless Dead dies, you may pay X. If you do, return another target zombie creature card with converted mana cost X from your graveyard to the battlefield. That's phenomenal as well. So you get this card out early, and then mid-game, boom, you're popping shit back that's dying from your graveyard, or that's dead in your graveyard. Diregraph Colossus, again, another sick ass card. I did not get the jump on this card. I really overlooked it when I opened my Shadows over Innistrad box. I had like, I think 3 Shadows over Innistrad boxes, so I probably have a good like 3 or 4 of these. This is a foil version. I just threw it in there for the hell of it. Nice and shiny. We all like those. But Diregraph Colossus enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it for each zombie card in your graveyard. When you cast a zombie spell, put a 2/2 black zombie creature token onto the battlefield tapped. That is huge. That second ability is really where it's at. But for a 3-drop, 2/2, and those 2 abilities, this is definitely, in my opinion, one of the more dominant zombies out there. Of course, it's Magic, baby. There's like 400, 500 zombie cards, maybe 300. Someone's gonna look it up. There's only 223. God, get it right, dork. All right. I really don't know the exact number, but there's a lot of zombies out there, and he's not bad at all. In my zombie deck here, I'm running 3 Diagraph Colossus. I believe it's pretty necessary, all things considered. Amazing card. Only running 1 of these because I don't want to be the cheap bastard that's just kicking my opponent's ass 24/7. So I picked just 1 Geralf's Messenger. He got banned or limited or one of the 2 in the format when he was... Because no deck, there wasn't many decks that can compete with this. Geralf's Messenger enters the battlefield tapped. When Geralf's Messenger enters the battlefield, target opponent loses 2 life. It's a 3-drop, all swamps. So obviously you're going to be running mono black. But he has Undying. So when this creature dies, if it had no +1/+1 counters on it, you're going to return it to the battlefield under its owner's control with a +1/+1 counter on it. That is sick. So you're basically drawing this out, putting it on the battlefield, dealing 2 damage to your opponent. Then let's say your opponent kills it. Well, guess what? He's going to come right back, stronger, and your opponent loses 2 damage again. That's 4 damage. That's insane. And it only costs you 3. Plus, at that point, he's a 4/3 when he returns. That is a very, very nasty ability. And, again, I believe that card's banned. Or limited. I'm sure in some format it's not. Awesome card. This could have been a rare. It could have been. If only that second ability said all zombies gain menace until end of turn rather than pay 2 and tap it. Lord of the Accursed. The second I saw this card, I fell in love. I'm like, oh my god, you're going to go in my zombie deck. We're going to have so much fun. So basically, I bought like a nice picnic basket. You know, we romanced, wined, and dined. We even had a little bit of champagne and wine. It was really a cute time. But no, this is a 2/3. It's another 3-drop. I only have 1 in this deck. Other zombies you control get +1/+1 for the 2. All zombies get menace until end of turn. That menace ability with zombies is huge. It's very underestimated, I believe. I don't believe people really understand how impactful that is. I probably should have thrown an extra one in here and swapped out maybe another card, especially probably the next one you're going to see. Maybe, maybe not. Not really sure. But definitely an awesome card. It's an uncommon. It might be 50 cents, might be a quarter. I'm not even sure. It's probably not that much, though. Mr. Cemetery Reaper. Oh, you zombie staple, you. He's I think he's only $1 or $2. I can't really be too certain. I know when I bought him, it was like $1.50, I think. Maybe $2. I can't be 100% on that. If I'm lying to you, I'm confusing it for some other card. Cemetery Reaper. It's a 3-drop. Other zombie creatures you control get +1/+1. A very, very imperative ability in a zombie deck is just to give other zombies like splash +1/+1s on them or add counters to them, whatever. But this one, you tap 3, and then you tap it. Exile target creature card from a graveyard. Put a 2/2 black zombie creature token on the battlefield. That is amazing because it says exile target creature card from a graveyard. It's not specifying your graveyard. So you can just continue to exile other players' creatures. And guess what? You get a 2/2 black zombie creature token by doing that. And their creature gets out of the graveyard and is in blah land. I have 1, 2, only 3. I was going to run, I had 4 a while back, but then I switched it up. Because I noticed it really wasn't doing me all that, it wasn't doing enough justice. It wasn't doing enough in this deck. And that's why I decided to go down to 3 with it from 4. Oh, Mr. Lord of the Undead. You gorgeous, gorgeous zombie, you. Awesome zombie. Probably a zombie staple. Lord of the... Or not a zombie. What am I saying? I'm thinking of a different card. You'll see it's in a second. That other card's a zombie staple. Lord of the Undead. It's not even a zombie. It's a lord. So that's why I chose only to run 2 of these in this deck. I probably could have ran 1 and been okay. but I went with 2. All zombies get +1/+1. It's a 3-drop again. And if you go ahead and pay a colorless on a swamp, tap it, return target zombie card from your graveyard to your hand. That ability is stupid as fuck. That's why I decided to throw 2 in there instead of the 1. I believe that's just very strong. You can go ahead and pull out zombie cards out of your graveyard after they've died, and that is a pretty awesome ability. This deck is made to be pretty fast-paced and win by like turn 4, turn 5. Really, like I want to just continuously be like attacking and hurting you. This is the zombie staple. Death Baron. It's a little more expensive. Lord of the Undead, I think, is like between $4 and $8, depending where you get it from, of course. There's always a huge swing there. But Death Baron, creature, zombie, wizard. It's a 3-drop again. Skeleton creatures you control and other zombie creatures you control get +1/+1 and have death touch. It's a 2/2. This card is phenomenal. Like I said, about 15 to 20 bucks. Amazing card. Giving your zombies death touch, yeah, if you're fighting people with flying, oh no, what are you going to do? But that's why they created removal spells. And that's why you're going to be annihilating your opponent before he gets a bunch of flyers out in your face. He's not going to have a chance to do anything. So, by giving him +1/+1 and death touch, that is a major ass whooping. I'm only running 1 of them in this deck. There's a reason I'm running a lot of these cards only as 1. Undead War Chief. Zombie spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Zombie creatures you control get +2/+1. That is amazing. That +2/+1. I mean, sure, the zombie taking 1 less to cast, that's cool and all, but I mean, this deck is made for speed, so I'm really not. I mean, this is like a finisher, basically, maybe. Maybe. But, like, I'm not really counting on this card to come out and be like, okay, wow, I'm saving a huge amount now. I'm saving 1 to cast, you know. Oh, I'm going to have to drop an extra 2-drop, you know, but I better be careful that it's not double swamp, you know, or something. Not a bad card. It's a 1/1 only. And it takes 4 to bring out. I don't have many high-casting cards in this deck, as you will see. I'm only running 1 Undead War Chief. Pretty awesome zombie, though. One of my other favorite zombies, Liliana's Reaver. This card's a little cheaper. I think it's $1 maybe. It's a 4-drop with Death Touch. Awesome. It's a 4/3. Just so if anyone doesn't know what Death Touch is, any amount of damage this deals to a creature is enough to destroy it. So if you were to block with it, boom, I'm sorry, that creature's going to die, even if it's a 20/20 fucking whatever, Hydra. It doesn't matter. Dead. Whenever Liliana's Reaver deals combat damage to a player, that player discards a card, and you put a 2/2 black zombie creature token on the battlefield tapped. Amazing. I'm running 2 of these in here. I don't want to get carried away because this deck is made for speed. This card kind of comes out like, especially if I need it, you'll understand what I mean by if I need it shortly here. But I can, you can really utilize this ability here. Death Touch, that means they're going to have to want to block it. And if they block it, something's going to die. He might die as well, but you're killing a creature regardless. If he doesn't block it, well, you're going to have that person discard a card, and you're putting a 2/2 black zombie creature token on the battlefield tapped. Pretty amazing. Only ran 1 of these. I almost sideboarded it, but it's a great, great planeswalker. Liliana's Death Majesty. Create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. Put the top 2 cards of your library into your graveyard. This is a 5-drop. I only have 1 of them I'm running in this deck. But that +1 ability is why it's in the deck. And of course, the -7 and the -3. The whole damn card is amazing. It's a zombie's dream right here. Zombie leader's dream. It's -3, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. That creature is a black zombie in addition to its other colors and types. And -7 it, destroy all non-zombie creatures. It comes out with 5 loyalty counters on it. Pretty incredible card. That card I don't see leaving the zombie decks for some time. Grave Titan. Oh yeah, Liliana's Death's Majesty might be, what is it, $10 now? $15? Somewhere around there. Grave Titan, I think he's about 5 to 10. He has Death Touch. Remember, I haven't looked these up in a while. I don't really know what they're worth exactly. I don't sit there and focus on price. If I did that, I wouldn't enjoy the game of Magic. It's a 6-drop with Death Touch. He's a 6/6, Beast Mode. Whenever Grave Titan enters the battlefield or attacks, put 2/2/2 black zombie creature tokens onto the battlefield. That is crazy. He is definitely leader of the pack here, causing some destruction, and that's why Grave Titan's in this deck. Now we're going to go to some instants. Ultimate Price. Because Ultimate Price has to be in your deck. Maybe not has to. There's better cards. For instance, you could have Victim of Night. Why the hell not? You can have Victim of Night. Let me go ahead and just leave this here for now. Ultimate Price, because of the glare. Ultimate Price, 2-drop, destroy target mono-colored creature. Mono-colored, we all know what that means. Basically, it has to be of one color, red, or green, or white. So on and so forth. If it's a gold-colored card, odds are it's not going to be destroyed or be able to be targeted. So there you go. Ultimate Price, I am running 2 of these in here. Look at that alternate art. Wow, man. That is something cool. Very awesome card. It's only a 2-drop. Another reason it's in here. Speedy deck. Then we have Victim of Night. I didn't get too carried away and run 4 of each of these because I wanted to make sure I had enough zombies to come out and whoop the shit out of my opponent. Destroy target non-vampire, non-werewolf, non-zombie creature. This card most likely you'd want to probably sideboard just to be safe if you're walking into a tournament of some sort, if you're using it in a more sanctioned tournament, type. But anyway, it's not sideboard in this deck. I'm just running it flat out. And I'm running 2 of them. It's only a 2-drop, 2 swamps. That's it. Great removal. So there's 4 removals in the deck. I didn't get too carried away with removal spells. I really did not. Oh, shit. I had another card in here. I think I put it on my sideboard. Anyway, so there's only 4 removal spells in here. Not exactly the route I wanted to go. I might end up adding 2 more. 6 would be the most I'd want to run. Vampiric Tutor. This is the reason why I'm not running too much of anything. Because if I need it, I'm going to go get it. And I don't have a problem getting it. I'm only running 2 of these in here, though. Search your library. It's a 1-drop. Search your library for a card. Then shuffle your library and put that card on top of it. You lose 2 life. I don't give a shit if I'm losing 2 life. Especially if I get what I need by turn 2. We'll see ya. Because now I'm hitting you. My Relentless Dead is out if I wanted to really grab that. I'm sure there's other things more important. But any card I need, if you pull out something flying and I can't get rid of it, and I don't have removal, I can go get my removal spell. I can just go dig for it and grab it real quick. Get that shit the hell out of here. And move forward. Vampiric Tutor is godly. In so many ways. So many ways. And let's see what else we got here. One moment, please. Okay. Ristic Tutor. I'm only running 1 of these. But amazing tutor ability. It's a 3-drop. I think it's only $1. Oh yeah, those Vampiric Tutors probably go for 20 to 30. Ristic Tutor. Sorcery. Which is poopy. But it is what it is. Unless any player pays 2, search your library for a card. Put that card into your hand, then shuffle your library. Definitely not a commander staple. Obvious reasons there. But this card definitely will get the job done early game. Oh, your opponent's tapped out and only got 1 mana or something. Well, go ahead and bring something right directly into your hand. Ristic Tutor, you're never leaving this deck. Only 1 of you is in here. Blackmail. I saw this card I opened in in my most recent. What is this shit I'm listening to? The Blackmail. I pulled it in that box over the weekend, which was an awesome box. If you haven't seen it, you guys have to go back, watch that video. That video is stupid full of nostalgia of all sorts. And there was actually a zombie deck in there where I extracted a few of the cards from it. This is a 1-drop Blackmail. A target player reveals 3 cards from his or her hand, and you choose 1 of them. The player discards that card. Getting rid of cards that are just going to F your world up is imperative. Not imperative, but it helps a shit ton, obviously. So I put only 1 of him in here. And I threw a Hymn of Torok in here. Having card advantage on your opponent or forcing your opponent to discard cards, yeah, even though there's no like bonus or trigger after this, you're getting rid of 2 cards your opponent has. That's huge. Trust me, that is huge. You're forcing him to get rid of some shit, especially if you get this card maybe earlier game, even mid-game. Whenever you get this card, it's pretty damn good, as long as your opponent doesn't have 1 or 0 cards in hand. It is only a 2-drop. Again, target player discards 2 cards at random. I'm not sure what this is worth. Probably not much. I remember I had 10, 20 of these chilling in my common box or uncommon box, whatever, from way back in the day. But then they remade it in Eternal Masters, and I'm using that version. Awesome card. Animate Dead, another Eternal Masters staple. Animate Dead, you son of a bitch. A 2-drop. Enchant creature card in graveyard. Don't let the beginning text confuse you. It's really simple. When Animate Dead enters the battlefield, if it's on the battlefield, it loses Enchant creature card in a graveyard and gains Enchant creature put in a graveyard, and gains Enchant creature put onto the battlefield with Animate Dead. Return Enchanted creature card to the battlefield under your control and attach Animate Dead to it. When Animate Dead leaves the battlefield, that creature's controller sacrifices it. It's very basic, very simple to use. Just don't get confused by the first fucking 2 sentences. Enchanted creature gets -1, -0. So you could basically kill one of the other opponent's creatures that's strong or beastly, and then just take it under your control with a -1, -0 counter. Who the fuck cares? Or you can bring back one of your zombies, whatever, and he comes back in, +1/+1. I don't know. But anyway, Animate Dead, amazing card. It's pretty important to have in a zombie deck, in my opinion. It's not a must, but it's amazing. This card. Zombies you control have menace. Just think about that Vampiric Tutor when it's like turn 4 or turn 3. I'm going to make sure you are not going to be able to block my zombies, at least not more than a couple of them. Zombies you control have menace. That means they can't be blocked except by 2 or more creatures. That is crazy. And if you tap 4, exile a creature card from your graveyard. Put a 2/2 black zombie creature token on the battlefield. So it serves multiple purposes. Amazing card. I only have 1 of them, 1 of these enchantments in the entire deck. I was thinking about sideboarding it, but I found it, when I had it in my deck, I won a lot quicker. Let's leave it at that. And I can just search it with my tutors, no problem. I'm running 23 lands in this deck. Here's Sideboard. Zombie Apocalypse, return all zombie creature cards from your graveyard to the battlefield, tap to then destroy all humans. It's a 6-drop, but damn, that is pretty amazing. I mean, obviously, if your opponent's running humans, you're going to want to play that, but also just the Zombie Apocalypse alone is pretty cool. As you can see, there's a kind of higher casting cost. Another reason why they're not in here, but they are Sideboard. Put 13/2/2 black, yes, 13/2/2 black zombie creature tokens onto the battlefield tapped. Flashback for frickin' 10, insane. Flashback means if it goes in the in the graveyard, you can bring it back. Then you got to exile it after you do. So you basically use it twice. Army of the Damned, sick ass card, especially if you're stuck in a rut late game. Just imagine demonic, or getting a tutor out and just grabbing that, or it's chilling in your hand all game. Hopefully not, because that would really suck. Anyway, Dark Salvation, pretty decent card. It's on the sideboard though, because again, I'm trying to kill you quickly. Target player puts X 2/2 black zombie creature tokens onto the battlefield. Then up to 1 target creature gets -1/-1 until end of turn for each zombie that player controls. Not bad, but I did not find it worthy to be in this deck. Not yet, at least. But if it goes, further in the game, if I have some late games with people, or I see like the struggle's real, I'm gonna throw some shit like this in here. Hero's Downfall. I probably should have had like 2 or 3 or 4 of these on the sideboard, or at least 2 or 3. But I chose only 1 just to show you. Hero's Downfall. It's a 3-drop. Destroy target creature or planeswalker. Holy hell. Oh, that planeswalker just came out? Your opponent? Oh my god, you don't know what to do? You don't know what to go? Okay, let's just go ahead and drop our Hero's Downfall and annihilate him. Or that creature you can't deal with. Especially with the tutors, you can go ahead and just find that card if you need to. Dash Hopes. This is pretty cool. It's like a blue. It's like you're playing blue. You're countering a spell for 2. Dash Hopes, most likely. When you play Dash Hopes, any player may pay 5 life. If a player does, counter Dash Hopes. What does Dash Hopes do? It counters a target spell. So you can deal 5 damage to your opponent if he really wants that card out, or you can at least remove a card that is posing a serious threat to you. Underworld Connections, in case I'm like, wow, I need some card advantage, you know? I threw one of these in here. Enchant Land. Enchant Land has tap it, pay 1 life, draw a card. Card advantage is huge. It usually is the reason why people win or lose a game. It can always come down to that, especially late game, when you're stuck drawing 1 card and your opponents are drawing 2 to 3 or whatever. That can be an issue. Dismember, another removal that we threw in the sideboard. Target creature gets -5/-5 until end of turn. You could pay 2 life and 1 colorless, which is phenomenal. 4 life total, sorry. And 1 colorless. That would be amazing. Pay 1. Destroy a creature. Of course, it has to be -5, or it has to be 5 or less with toughness. But still, that is phenomenal. Why not? Surgical Extraction. I threw this bad boy in here. Pay 2 life. Choose target card in a graveyard. Other than a basic land card, search its owner's graveyard, hand, and library for any number of cards with the same name as that card and exile them. That player shuffles his or her library. Enough said. It's definitely on the sideboard. It should almost always be on a sideboard of a zombie deck, if in my opinion, or any black deck, really. Gravestorm. I thought this was an interesting card. It's a 3-drop. At the beginning of your upkeep, target opponent may remove a card in his or her graveyard from the game. If that player doesn't, you may draw a card. Another way to get card advantage if that seems to be your issue and you're stuck facing your opponent later than turn 5. But my zombies usually, I think the latest I ever went in a game was turn 7, and the game was over. So there you go. Corpse Swift. Of course, I made adjustments to my zombie deck. Corpse Swift for 3 to bring out the enchantment. Then for 2, exile 1 or more creature cards from your graveyard. Put an XX Black Zombie Horror creature token into the battlefield tapped, where X is twice the number of cards exiled this way. Not bad. It's pretty self-explanatory what it does. Another way to bring back zombies, or bring zombies onto the battlefield. Lifebane Zombie. A zombie card, in my opinion, that should always, always, always be on the sideboard. Why? Because of Intimidate and its secondary ability. Lifebane Zombie. It's a 3-drop. Intimidate. This creature can't be blocked except by artifact creatures and or creatures that share a color with it. Crazy, I know. When Lifebane Zombie enters the battlefield, target opponent reveals his or her hand. You choose a green or white creature card from it and exile that card. Huge. Oh, you're running a white deck. Oh, well, let's see. No. Of course, you'd want to run with that. That'd be a pretty awesome card to run. Stronghold Assassin. In case I need more creature destruction because my opponent is just causing chaos on the battlefield, then I will go ahead and throw this from the sideboard into... Whoops, sorry, I'm sorting some on the side real quick. I will throw this from my sideboard into my deck and begin to whoop some ass, hopefully. Sacrifice a creature, destroy target non-black creature. Remember, we're going to have zombies up the ass, and we're going to be able to bring zombies out of our graveyard. So if something does die, oh well, I can sacrifice it, then just bring it right back. I don't really give a shit. It doesn't hurt me too much. Raving Dead. Death Touch. At the beginning of... It's a 5-drop. One of the reasons it's not in the deck. Death Touch. At the beginning of combat on your turn, choose an opponent at random. Raving Dead attacks that player this combat if able. Whenever Raving Dead deals combat damage to a player. This is huge. That player loses half his or her life rounded down. What? I know. Crazy. So either you're going to force this person to block, and that creature's going to die. Because it has 6 toughness, it might be hard to kill. They might have to block up multiple creatures. But also, he's going to penetrate them if they don't want to lose that creature, and he's going to lose half his life. It is a huge sacrifice, one many are not willing to take. But that's why he's in sideboard. Sidisi Undead Vizier. Hello. Death Touch exploit. When this creature enters the battlefield, you may sacrifice a creature. When Sidisi Undead Vizier exploits a creature, you may search your library for a card, put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. It's like a tutor for 5, 4, 6, and you got to sacrifice 1 card. Insane. Unbreathing Horde. It's a 3-drop. Unbreathing Horde enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it for each zombie you control and each zombie in your graveyard. If Unbreathing Horde would be dealt damage, prevent that damage and remove a +1/+1 counter from it. Wow. He's not in my deck. I got really excited about this guy, but then I removed him from the deck. I removed him. I don't know why he's on my sideboard anymore. It's not a bad card, but there are definitely better. As is the case with Newscraft Mob. Newscraft Mob enters the battlefield with 5 +1/+1 counters on it. Whenever a player casts a spell, remove a +1/+1 counter from Newscraft Mob. If you do, put a 2/2 black zombie creature token onto the battlefield. 6-drop, comes out 0/0. Well, guys, that is my zombie deck, and this is my zombie token of choice. Yes, brought to you by Shadows of Innistrad. All right, well, I really appreciate you guys tuning in. Let me know what you think of the deck. What changes would you make to this deck? I'm pretty sure I can already assume what a few of you will say. It is a fun deck, more so just casual when I'm playing with friends that come over, you know, and whatnot. It's a fun deck to use. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. I really like to hear it, good or bad. I love the feedback. And as always, guys, peace, love, and anal.